Now, the biblical reference to a mustard seed is, of course, in the context of having faith. Naturally, faith is good to have when one takes a risk, like in launching a startup. But a roadmap is good to have as well. Such a roadmap for Philippine tech startups was already laid out about a year ago by the country's science and technology policymakers. Now, much like a crowdsourced navigation app like Waze, the roadmap needed inputs from the tech community on how to achieve its goals. Namely, that by the year 2020, there will be 500 startups with a total funding of 200 million US dollars and a valuation of $2 billion US dollars. Up until now, those inputs have yet to be made. Apparently, what was missing was a structure, an organization that would gather the startups and make it easier for the government to work with them in implementing the roadmap. Enter startupph.org. For investors looking for a startup with potential, startupph.org is meant to be where that search should begin. And joining me on Future Perfect to give us his views on how startupph.org can help make the digital roadmap work is Jay Fajardo, the founder and CEO of Launchgarage. Jay, thank you very much for coming to Future Perfect.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming back. Thank you for reminding me that you were here 5 years ago.
That's right.
My gosh. Were you in a garage then?
Well, proverbial garage.
Proverbial garage,
Yeah.
the virtual garage. Because Launchgarage, just to give a background to the viewers, is actually a space where tech startups can work either independently or collaborate together.
Right.
All right. It's an innovation hub, if you call it.
It is. The concept is not new. Co-working has existed for quite a while.
Yeah.
But lately, all these other, you could call them disciplines, under the same roof. You have hacker spaces, maker spaces, collaboration, co-working. So the collective term has emerged to be an innovation hub.
The innovation hub. And basically, a lot of startups take advantage of the services being offered by innovation hubs like yours to be able to, perfect their ideas and their pitches to investors.
Right. That's one of them. Pitch training is actually part and parcel of a mentorship type of engagement with these startups. So you have a mentorship arrangements with real mentors, veterans of the industry, startup founder veterans.
Sure.
But at the same time, you also have peer-to-peer mentoring because, and I think that's very valuable. A lot of the tech startups in our space and in other spaces have their own experiences, and you've got some newcomers.
Yeah.
They advise each other, and they also provide moral support.
So it's really a very sharing community, to say,
Yes, it is.
The word.
Yeah, it is. In fact, that sort of like defines the personality of the startup community. Before, like you said, 5 years ago, it was still very new, and people were, worried about what if my idea will be stolen, what if somebody copies it. People have learned through the years that ideas are really just that, unless you actually execute properly. So that has become very, not much of a concern now.
Really?
It's all execution driven now.
So intellectual property violations not much of a concern among these startups?
It's not, because again, at that stage, the concern is more of getting things off the ground, getting customers, building the product itself, building the right product.
Yeah.
If you are worried about intellectual property very early on, you're really just wasting time, because you don't know whether or not your product will succeed.
Right.
So,
sure.
yeah.
And basically, because is it the DICT that's in charge of the digital roadmap now? The newly formed DICT. They want startupph.org to actually exist because there's so many different startups being, assisted by incubators, tech accelerators, that there's not one cohesive, startup ecosystem in the country.
I guess the purpose that the DICT was had for Startup PH was the way they needed an official body to engage with. not loose,
scattering of groups.
Groups, no? Although we call that the driving force of the industry, the grassroots, no? But I think we've hit a certain maturity point where the government is very willing to help and to engage with the community. Yet they needed an entity, a legal entity, for them to provide.
So you're a legal entity, meaning you're registered.
We're on our way there
to SEC registration.
Yeah, we're on our way there. We're trying to figure out the proper.
You're a non-profit organization.
Yes. So that's in discussion now. It's very early days, but yes, that's the purpose. The second purpose is for Startup PH to provide inputs to the government on how certain policies can be crafted to help startup founders.
And what are the more important, I guess, policies that you think the government should help with?
Well, the very basic one. It's really starting a company.
How to start?
Company organization, because startups by nature are very high risk, no? So the life of a startup can end in 12 months or even less. So the ability to quickly organize so that you can actually take in revenue, close contracts, etc. And then when you have to wind things down, do that quickly as well. Right now it's very difficult.
To wind things down, agad, eh?
Yeah. So some startups choose not to organize or to incorporate or to set up a business just yet.
Okay.
Unless they're really 100% sure.
Maybe unless they have the financial backing already.
Yeah.
Because they also need the capital, no?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing, no? The government also has the opportunity to provide that type of incentive.
To link them with the venture capitalists.
There's some governments abroad that actually provide clear cash incentives. And it's tied into organizing your business in their municipality or city. So they attract startup founders. No? So that's one way. The other thing is try to clean up regulatory frameworks to allow for innovation to happen. You've seen you're familiar with the ride-sharing challenges that emerged last year.
Yes.
So that type of thing, because again, tech startups come out with innovative ideas.
Disruptive ideas.
Disruptive that policy is not ready for.
Yeah.
So yeah, that type of thing.
Okay. And so how long has startupph.org been working on creating that kind of framework as well?
A couple of months. I think we started meeting together maybe about 4 months ago.
Okay.
And we've been meeting ever since. We're taking advantage of different events like Geeks on a Beach. We had our meeting there.
Right, in August. That was in August.
Yeah,
yep.
And then so we're on our way to getting the right people on board.
Yeah.
Getting the right legal entity up.
Yeah.
And then, but however, at the same time, we're also doing our thing to give inputs to the startup bill, for example.
Startup bill.
Yeah.
This is by Senator
Senator Bam. Yeah. So we're doing our thing. Idea Space, for example, is part of that group. Kickstart Ventures, and they actually sit on the committee that
like a council.
Yes, provides inputs to the office of Senator Bam.
Oh, fantastic. So startupph.org exists like in virtual space, no physical office?
None yet.
Not yet, no?
Yeah.
Not in Launchgarage?
No.
No?
No, just in spirit.
Okay, well, good luck to startupph.org.
Sure.
Of course, we need to see that all of these startups in the Philippines get a good chance of getting their products out in the market, having it mature and maybe coming out with the next big Philippine innovation that we can be proud of worldwide. Maybe Launchgarage will be a key component in doing that as well. Jay Fajardo, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
A future